Hi, I'm Chandra Betner-Gray, and I am a real estate planning, and landlord-tenant attorney. I am the managing solo practitioner of Betner-Gray Law Office, and I'm just really passionate about serving people and serving my community. I grew up in a house where my mother was a real estate agent and broker. I just remember even as a child always hearing the terms, riding in the car with her to show homes, and just really seeing her entrepreneurial spirit around real estate. Unfortunately, my mom passed away when I was 16 years old, but one thing that I can't forget is how many people came up to me and said, Chandra, your mother changed my life because she helped me find my first home, or she helped me sell my home that I couldn't sell. And I never forgot the impact that her fingerprint in real estate had on the lives of people. So I went to real estate school after college, got my license, and then I went to law school. And after law school, to me, it just made sense. The two things went together. I was passionate about both law and real estate, and they overlapped anyway, and that's how I came to practicing real estate law. I think everybody needs a real estate attorney, whether you're on the purchasing side or the selling side, because there's so many things that you cannot anticipate that can come up, right? And ideally things will be smooth, but I have dealt with hundreds of transactions, and no transaction is alike, and there is always something that we have to weather or get through. So I think that folks need a real estate attorney also, because when you sign the contract, people maybe don't realize that they're also obligating themselves legally. You want to understand what you're obligating yourself to, and an attorney who knows that contract in and out, who understands the real estate transaction, can help you understand your obligations and your rights and make sure you stay within the bounds of both. So some of the things that can go wrong or can possibly delay a transaction or keep it from closing are things like lending considerations, right? So you may come in with a pre-approval, but somewhere along the application line, you find out that the lender is not going to be able to close the loan. Or there may be issues with appraisal. What that means is you put an offer in to purchase a home, but then when an inspector goes to put a value on that property, sometimes it doesn't appraise, it doesn't value, or it's not valued at the full price that you offered. That can be an issue. Other things that can come up are like repairs. Sometimes to the naked eye, a house looks perfect, but then when you have an inspection done, you find out maybe there's foundational issues. All sorts of things can come up. And then there can be title concerns, and that can stop a transaction altogether. So there's a myriad of things that can go wrong or delay a transaction, and we can step in to help. So as a preliminary consideration, title talks about who owns the property, who has the legal ownership interest and the right to convey it to another party. So some of the things that can come up is if someone was married and they never dissolved the ownership interest of a prior spouse. So if you're separated, or even if you've been divorced but you haven't dealt with the marital ownership interest and you try to sell that property, that can hold it up. That can be a title issue. If there are liens on the property, those are considered clouds on a title. If there are issues with someone who had passed away and they didn't properly transfer their ownership interest through an estate plan to their beneficiaries or to a beneficiary, and there's multiple next of kin, that can be a title issue. Those are some examples, but there's so many others, and that's why you want to make sure you have the right real estate attorney on your side in a real estate transaction. I say yes, you want a whole team on your side, whether you're selling or whether you're purchasing. Professionals that will work hand in hand to get you the best outcome, the outcome that you want, a just outcome, right? So I don't see the harm in having both an agent, and a real estate attorney who can help you navigate legal responsibilities and considerations, who know the industry and know these transactions. They'll work together on your behalf, and it's the best possible outcome if you ask me. I think estate planning and real estate go hand in hand together. Why is that? Because real estate is an asset. And when we're doing estate planning, we're thinking about your life, yes, but we're thinking about your assets. We're thinking about what will we do with these things? What will we do with these funds once you're not here anymore? What will we do with your investments once you're not here anymore? And if you have multiple beneficiaries, or if you have a blended family, or if you had a former spouse and a current spouse, or a spouse and a girlfriend, or a spouse and a boyfriend, there's all sorts of considerations. We want to make sure that when you have new assets, or even when you get rid of assets, that you're equally making changes and updates to your estate plan. So I think the two go together, they work in tandem, and I do both. So let me help you. So you can find me on the web. You can Google Chandra Betner-Gray or Betner-Gray Law Office. You can find me at facebook.com/Betner-Gray Law. You can also find me on Facebook privately and at a public page, Chandra Betner-Gray. And you can listen to my podcast on all podcast platforms. It's called This Legal Light of Mine. And COVID came in and interrupted my most recent season, but that's okay. We're starting again in September. And in the meantime, you can catch up on all my episodes that are there.